Most people think strong legs come from doing many exercises. But what if I told you that doing fewer exercises the right way can make your legs stronger, bigger, and healthier than spending 2 tired hours in the gym? Today, I am going to show you the only 4 lower body exercises most people will ever need, explained in a simple way so you understand not just what to do, but why it works and how it helps your body grow stronger over time. Now let us start by talking about a big mistake many people make when they train their legs. Because once you understand this mistake, everything else will make sense very easily. On leg day, many people walk into the gym and try to do everything they can think of, like squats, leg press, leg extensions, leg curls, lunges, machines they do not even understand. And by the end of the workout, their legs feel tired and shaky, so they think they did a great job. The problem is that feeling tired does not always mean you are growing stronger. Most of the time, it just means you wasted energy on too many things that do the same job again and again. Your muscles do not grow because you do many exercises. Your muscles grow because your body feels a clear reason to change and become stronger. If you repeat the same movement in many different ways in one workout, your body just gets tired instead of learning how to improve. Think of it like studying for school. If you read the same page 10 times in 1 hour, you feel busy, but you do not actually learn much. But if you study one important lesson carefully and practice it every week, your brain becomes smarter. Muscles work in a very similar way. That is why today we are not talking about many exercises. We are talking about 4 simple movement ideas that cover everything your legs need to grow strong, balanced, and healthy. These movements train your thighs, your hips, your glutes, your hamstrings, your balance, and even your core, all without wasting time. Let us start with the first and most important movement, which is the squat. A squat is simply the movement of sitting down and standing back up, but doing it with control and strength. When you squat, you bend your knees and hips together, lower your body, and then push yourself back up. This movement uses many muscles at the same time, including the front of your thighs, your hips, your glutes, your stomach muscles, and even your back muscles that help you stay upright. That is why squats are so powerful. They teach your whole body how to work together. You can do squats in many ways, like holding a bar on your back, holding a weight in front of your chest, or even just using your body weight. But the idea is always the same. Your feet stay on the ground, your chest stays tall, and your body moves down and up in one strong motion. Many people think lifting heavy weight is the most important part of squatting. But that is not true. The most important parts are how deep you go, how slow you move, and how much control you have. If you only bend your knees a little because the weight feels heavy, your muscles do not get the full stretch they need to grow. Muscles grow best when they stretch and work hard at the same time. When you squat down slowly and reach a comfortable deep position, your leg muscles feel a stretch, especially in the thighs and hips. And that stretch tells your body, we need to get stronger here. If you rush the movement or bounce quickly at the bottom, your body uses speed instead of muscle, and the message to grow becomes weaker. A good squat feels steady and strong. You lower yourself under control. You stay balanced on your whole foot, and then you push the ground away as you stand up. You do not need to lift huge weight to get strong legs. You need to move well and stay consistent. Many people make mistakes when they squat, like letting their knees fall inward, lifting their heels off the floor, or rounding their back. These mistakes make the exercise less helpful and can also stress the joints. That is why it is always better to fix how you move first and only add weight after your body feels strong and stable. Once you learn to squat well, everything else in your lower body training becomes easier, because the squat is like the main pillar that supports all other leg movements. Now let us talk about the second movement, which is called the hinge. The hinge is different from the squat even though both use your legs. In a hinge movement, your hips move backward more, your knees bend only a little, and your upper body leans forward while your back stays straight. This movement trains the muscles on the backside of your body, like your hamstrings, your glutes, and your lower back. One very common hinge exercise is the Romanian deadlift. In this movement, you hold a weight in your hands, push your hips back, and lower the weight while feeling a stretch in the back of your legs. Then you squeeze your glutes and stand back up by pushing your hips forward. The hinge is important because squats mostly work the front of your legs, but your body needs balance. If you only train the front, the back becomes weak, and that can cause problems like poor posture, weak hips, and even back pain. When you hinge properly, you feel a long stretch in your hamstrings as you lower the weight slowly. This slow stretching under control is very powerful for muscle growth. It teaches your muscles to become stronger and longer at the same time. Many people turn the hinge into a squat by bending their knees too much, which takes the work away from the hamstrings. A simple way to understand the hinge is to imagine you are trying to close a door behind you with your hips while holding something heavy in your hands. Your back stays straight, your chest stays open, and your hips do most of the movement. Your spine should always stay neutral, which means not rounded and not overarched. If you cannot lower the weight very far without rounding your back, that is completely fine. You just lower it to a safe point and slowly build strength over time. The hinge also teaches your glutes how to work properly. At the top of the movement, when you stand tall, you gently squeeze your glutes. This helps protect your lower back and makes your body stronger for everyday movements like lifting things from the floor. When your hinge becomes stronger, you will often notice that your squat also improves, because your body now has support from the backside as well. Now let us move on to the third movement, which is working one leg at a time. Most people only train with both feet on the ground, like in squats and deadlifts, but real life does not work that way. When you walk, climb stairs, or run, you are often standing on one leg. That is why training one leg at a time is very important. Exercises like split squats, lunges, and step-ups train each leg separately. This helps fix strength differences between the left and right side of your body. If one leg is weaker, your body will try to hide it when you train with both legs together. But single leg exercises do not allow cheating. When you do a split squat, your front leg does most of the work, while your back leg helps with balance. Your body must stay steady, your knee must track properly, and your core must work to keep you upright. This builds strength, balance, and control, all at the same time. Single leg exercises often feel harder than they look, even with light weights, and that is normal. They challenge muscles that do not get much attention in big lifts, like small stabilizer muscles around the hips, knees, and ankles. Training one leg at a time also helps prevent injuries, because your joints learn how to stay stable under load. This is especially important as people get older, because balance and coordination matter just as much as strength. The key with single leg exercises is patience. You move slowly, stay controlled, and focus on feeling the working leg doing the job. If you wobble too much, you lower the weight and build stability first. Now we come to the fourth exercise, which is flexible and depends on what your body needs most. The first three movements already cover almost everything your legs need, but this fourth spot lets you focus on a weak area or a special goal. If your calves are small or weak, this is where you train them directly by rising up on your toes slowly and lowering back down with control. Calf muscles need full movement and patience to grow. If your glutes are your weak point, you can use hip thrusts to focus on them. This exercise teaches your hips to produce power and strength in a very direct way. Strong glutes help with posture, lifting, and protecting the lower back. If you want more strength in your thighs, you might choose a different squat variation that feels good for your body. The idea is not to add random exercises, but to choose one that solves a real problem. This fourth exercise can also change over time. You might focus on one thing for several weeks, then switch when your body improves. That keeps training interesting without losing focus. Now let us talk about how often and how long to train. You do not need to train legs every day. 2 or 3 times per week is enough for most people. This gives your muscles time to recover and grow stronger. When you train, you choose a few sets and repeat the movement several times with good form. If your goal is muscle growth, you use a weight that feels challenging but controllable, and repeat the movement enough times to feel the muscles working deeply. If your goal is strength, you use heavier weight and fewer repetitions, always staying safe and controlled. The most important rule is progress. You try to improve a little over time, either by adding a small amount of weight, doing one more repetition, or moving with better control. Small improvements add up when you stay consistent. You do not need complicated plans or fancy tricks. You need simple movements done well, patience, and regular effort. This approach works very well for beginners because it teaches strong habits and good movement early. It also works well for older adults because it reduces stress on the joints and focuses on quality instead of exhaustion. Only very advanced bodybuilders or people with special injuries may need something different. For most people, these 4 movements are enough. When you stop trying to do everything and start doing the right things well, your legs will become stronger, more balanced, and more capable in everyday life. Strong legs are not built by confusion. They are built by clarity, consistency, and smart effort. And now you know exactly where to start.